Hello, it's Bob Pandolfo, and it's Thursday, October 6th, 2022. We're going to look at a race at Belmont at Aqueduct. So they're racing at Aqueduct, but they call it the Belmont meet because they're doing some work over at Belmont. So it's going to be over the Aqueduct main track. So all the races are off the turf today. So this is one of these tricky races where it comes off the turf, and to me, there's no real obvious standout. The horse, I'm going to look at, I'll show you my software program. One of my software programs is called Real Time. So I have a option on here where I could sort on MT speed, which is main track speed. So what that means is it's going to give me horses' averages, their speed figure averages on the main track only. So it's going to bypass the turf. So you can see that Addicted to You has a 72 average, which is a 10-point advantage over the 3-horse. So that's a pretty big advantage. I think Addicted to You will be the favorite here. But I don't know if I wanted this horse. Let's go look at him here. Now here's Addicted to You. And you can see that he ran on dirt for the first time here last December, and he didn't really do anything. And then he ran on dirt again in a lower level, because this is going to be a $40,000 maiden claiming race today for New York breds. And they're going to be going on 1 mile in the main track because it's off the turf. So you can see that he ran here in a similar spot over this track, and he was dismal. This was the worst race of his career. Now, he did run last time. It was off the turf last time. And you can see he went off the second choice. He was 230 to 1. And he ran evenly. He finished fifth. He really didn't do anything, but he didn't run terrible. I mean, this is going to be a weak field today, so a race like this could be good enough. And you can see that he has improved because he was running in 60s, and then he ran second 3 times in a row on turf. So he's kind of figuring things out, but he appears to be better on turf. As far as his pedigree, he doesn't have a terrific pedigree. It's a New York bred. I guess you could say it's a hybrid pedigree where he should be able to run on dirt or turf. But I just don't want this horse as a big favorite here. So, looking at the alternatives, Ableton is going first time on turf. He also has kind of a hybrid pedigree, possibly could improve. But the horse I put on top, it's only like a 7-horse field. So, I put this horse on top, Sense a Giant. Now, this horse, you could see that Todd Pletcher, one of the leading trainers, of course, in the industry, started him out in the maiden special weight New York bred, went 1 mile and 1/8, and the horse really didn't do anything. Just kind of ran evenly, so he drops him in for a tag. This barn, they don't hold on to the horses that long if they're not that good. So he puts him into a claimer, and he didn't do anything. He just and he broke slow in this race too, and then he got taken up. So he had a rough trip in this race. So I think he's probably a little better than that anyway. But he didn't do anything. So today he keeps him in, even though the race comes off the turf. He's going to give him a shot on dirt. This is a hybrid or crossover kind of pedigree. Street Sense, some of you may remember, won the Kentucky Derby. He was a dirt horse. He was a very good dirt horse. Giants Causeway raced in Europe, so he's a turf influence and a stamina influence, but that doesn't mean he couldn't run on dirt. He just, he raced in Europe mostly, where they raced on turf. So, there's certainly a chance that this 3-year-old will handle the main track. And I just thought that this might be a better, horse to bet because he's got room to improve. It's only his second start for a tag. He got kind of a rough trip last time. The works on dirt are pretty good, and I think Pletcher, by the fact that he's keeping him in, I think gives him a good chance here. So today we're going to see, which one of these horses that hasn't raced on turf can handle it, and whether or not Addicted to You is good enough to beat this weak field. But Sense a Giant, I think, is probably going to fire in this spot. But we'll see. I'll come back tomorrow. We'll see how the race went. These races are always interesting when they come off the turf. Sometimes a lot of people just automatically bet the horse who ran the best on dirt. But if you have horses in the race that haven't run on dirt yet, you have to try to evaluate those horses. So anyway, click on my unsubscribe button. Subscribe to my channel. It's free. And I'll come back tomorrow and we'll take another look at this race and see how we did. Thanks.